Right, I see a couple folks already trickling in. We're going to give it just a couple minutes, probably 2 minutes after the hour before we get started this evening. We're so excited to have you. I'm going to disappear for just a second to get our live feed up on Facebook as well. So I'll see you in just a few minutes and we'll get started. Thank you. All right, welcome everyone. For those of you joining us on Zoom, I see a few of our participants already down there. We're also going to be streaming this live on Facebook this evening. I'm going to give it just a few more minutes to let a couple more folks trickle in. We're just so thankful to have you all here today. I see Debbie and Kathy, Kay and Lois. Hi, Regina. Hi, Taylor. We're so excited to have you guys here this evening. Guys and gals. And for anyone joining us on Facebook this evening, this is being broadcast off of our Zoom platform. So if there are questions and comments, we'll be taking those through Zoom. At this time, we are not going to be taking questions and comments from Facebook. So if you want to hop on, there's still spots available. You can just go in to our registration link, sign up, and you'll get your own individual link. So you can join us that way. Alrighty, well, it's just a little bit after the hour, so we'll go ahead and get started. We have some really fantastic things for everyone this evening. Very exciting, this event, and then of course our big film festival coming up. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with everyone. We have just a few things to show you, cool films, shorter films and everything. Give this just 1 second. Righty. And I am so sorry, I forgot to silence my phone, so I guess I should start with that. We're a close group here, right? You guys forgive me, hopefully. All right, well, welcome everyone. So excited to have everyone. As last night, same thing tonight, your audio and video is going to remain silent for the duration of this presentation. We have some fun videos to show and don't want those to get interrupted. But tonight is really all about the love of Bluff. Hopefully we have some folks tuning in from out of town as well. I see some local folks as well, which is wonderful. But we're just so excited and we want to appreciate and honor Bluff in the small ways, and in not being able to come together as a community in person. We wanted to give you the opportunity to still feel a little love as we go through this very fun weekend. So we will be highlighting some people, some businesses, and some artists this evening. For those of you who might have seen, we also have a showcase tomorrow night as well. That's going to feature different content. So definitely tune back in tomorrow if you have time at 4:30 Mountain Time before our other event. Wanted to start out talking about our sponsors this year, Rocky Mountain Power, Community Rebuilds, Adventure Wealth, and Utah Canyon Country. We really thank them for their contributions to make all this possible this year. However, we also know, it's been a crazy year, and there are so many folks here in town who, show us love year after year after year. And we know, but we want to highlight them. It's been a crazy year. As you see, the folks here, friends, family, from all around Bluff and the, surrounding area, San Juan County. I did want to call out Comb Ridge Eat and Drink. Really appreciate them. We were able to film a short video, and unfortunately we just had some technical difficulties over the last few days, and we are not going to be able to show that this evening. But please, I just want to give a huge shout out to Russ, his team, and the wonderful artists who have art showcased at Comb Ridge. We really thank them for their time and energy, and as we all know, great food. We're so lucky to have so many good options in Bluff. But we really do thank Russ, and are very sorry that we're unable to show the video tonight. Also have some other folks in town who, just year after year, we really appreciate their help. So warm round of applause on on our side. So please, show your support. Thank them for what they do to bring the Arts Festival to us year after year. Alrighty, and of course, what would be a Bluff Arts Festival without the artists? We have a completely virtual market going on this year, which is fantastic. The other organizers have spent so much time into putting the website together and collecting all of these out on our website. We'll pop into the chat the link to get there, but you'll see these artists and many more. We have 30 in total. You'll be able to log on. A lot of them have links to their own Instagrams and Facebooks. And if they have a website available, you can find all of that in one place, which is just really, really helpful. We're so thankful for their submissions, and we really would love for you to go check them out. A little later this evening, I will also be showing a few of the films that folks have sent in personally. So that's really exciting. So stay tuned for that. But we do encourage you to go check out their art, learn more about them as artists, and yeah, so definitely a lot. Alrighty, so lots more upcoming events. We are so excited for this weekend. We very, very gung-ho about all of this. Immediately, or not quite immediately, but very soon after this at 7 p.m., we have Film Festival Night 1. And I have to say, I got a sneak peek at this just the other day, and I am super excited. Jose has just done an absolutely phenomenal job curating some really excellent short films. We will also be joined by some of the filmmakers themselves who will be able to answer questions. That should be good. All over Zoom. We highly encourage you to register via Zoom so you can participate as well. So you'll be able to use your Q&A, use your chat box. Dan, if you can drop that link into the chat, that would be phenomenal. So folks can go log in. You can also view on Facebook Live. We'll be doing that as well. Tomorrow, Saturday, we have a whole lineup of really exciting events. Please feel free to peruse the website, www.bluffartsfestival.org. You can sign up for all those events as well. Very excited to have Ed Caboti with us at 5:30 tomorrow night. He's going to be, I've also got a sneak peek of that one this afternoon. He is going to be sharing some just amazing artwork. He's going to have some live music, some pre-recorded music. So we're really excited about that one. Dan, if you could drop that link in there for folks as well. Very, very exciting. When you register for the film festival, and I say when because I know you're going to go on and do it right now. When you register for the film festival, it'll give you the option to register for tonight, tomorrow, or both. We, of course, want you to register for both because, again, that's going to have completely different content, which is really, really exciting. As I said, Jose has just gone above and beyond in getting us just some really wonderful films from all around the Four Corners region. Alrighty, now before I get started with the videos, I just want to do just a few housekeeping topics. Today's webinar is going to be recorded, and if you want to view this content again, we'll have it out on our social media and hopefully up on our website very soon. Please share it with friends and family and revisit it yourself. We also, I'll take it, if anyone has any questions or comments, please connect to your fellow participants in the chat box. You can also ask questions there. Just be sure to note if you want it to go to the panelists, which will be myself and Dan, or if you would like it to go to the other participants, just a friendly hello to the neighbors. Please feel free to engage. We're so excited to have you all here. With that being said, I think we'll go ahead and get started with just a few of these shorts. Putting together the Arts Festival this year has just been such a learning experience for all of us. And as I said at the beginning, we just really wanted to highlight how much we all love Bluff. And so we were very lucky to connect with Craig Benally, who filmed a few videos for us, just on location here in town. And Liza down at Cow Canyon Trading Post was the first one that we have for this evening. This is about a 13-minute film, and please just want you to sit back, relax, enjoy Liza's story. We're so thankful to have her, and I'll see you just a little bit after this.
I moved from Belgium to...
Oh, give me just 1 second. Sorry, folks. You don't want to hear me talking through this. You'd probably like to hear the video. All right, here we go.
I moved from Belgium to Bluff. Nothing in common. But really how I got into it was that I was working at the Maxwell Museum of Anthropology as a work-study student. So that was my Southwest connection. I was in New Mexico. And Jim Osler, I was talking about him a little while ago. So in probably '84, whenever he first saw Cow Canyon, he was working at Hubble Trading Post and came up to Bluff, Utah and saw a for sale sign at Cow Canyon Trading Post. And it was literally falling apart. Jim said the stone fireplace, it is really a cool fireplace that you've probably seen. It has a keystone from the original Bluff School. Most of the sandstone blocks are from various buildings that were falling down in Bluff that Rusty Musselman scavenged and built up. But Jim said the place was being held up by the fireplace, basically. But that was, I've done this for 34 years now. So from the get-go, Trading Post, this place for sure, is about relationships. And certainly, Jim worked in Zuni and came here every weekend and when it rained here, we had buckets up and down the Trading Post and just went methodically and worked our heads off to fix it and to love it and to expand it. And I like to cook. So in 1986, I opened the store and people would just show up, and then it seemed much more remote. They were like, wow, that smells good. And I would invite them in, and then I realized I got to quit doing that, right? So we opened the restaurant in 1987. 23 years later, it was a big deal. We just served dinner. It was very eclectic. But I had probably two main Navajo families that worked here in the restaurant. And the Trading Post went on at the same time. And it was a very vibrant time. The parking lot was jammed. I mean, you couldn't fit another car in there. People were here from Europe. They'd walk in, there was wine, there was jazz. They were like, where am I? What smells so good? And we were grilling outside and there was art in the store. And, I wanted everyone in the kitchen, if they had time, to sell in the store. So there was this marvelous interaction of cultures and art. And people didn't forget it. It changed people. They came back. They were pissed when I quit in '09. I ended it, but the restaurant part. Um, so in when we opened in August 1st of 1986, the inventory we had was basically stuff that Jim had been collecting over the years from auctions or his own, there were Pueblo textiles, there were pottery, some jewelry, etc., things like that. It looked pretty sparse, right? And and I was interested in weaving from my own background, from the Middle East and from studying in a textile school in Europe and other things like that. And of course, I didn't quite know how to expand the rug rack. So the first thing I did was go to Crown Point Rug Auction, which was fascinating. Um, but I soon realized the word got out in Bluff with weavers in this area, and I didn't need to do that. Pretty soon, I had regular clientele that kept up for years and years. The same families would come back with rugs, and those relationships um, made me realize that it was very important sustaining work for me. I loved being with uh, primarily women. I was with other weavers. I was with their kids. There was humor. There was a pace to it. And there were many older women that especially because I loved those saddle blankets. I liked homespun work. Not to say I didn't enjoy the young ones, and I loved buying kids' first rugs. That just thrilled me to no end. It was so much fun. And seeing people teaching their kids to weave, and then from there buying tools that people would make to, weaving combs and weaving battens, to supplying wool, all of those to encourage people to come back. And then for the the buyers, for the tourists that came back, to come in and see a working trading post, that there was camaraderie, there was a friendship, there was love there was respect, and they were built on years. And in the restaurant, those women are sisters to me today. They helped me through grief and joy, and I miss them. And the old weavers that are more and more, they're gone. I deeply miss them. It's I guess it's showing my gray hair. It's a bygone era in a way. It's changed. Um, I still love it. I still love the trading post. I think I've been reflecting on it because of COVID this year. This year is so hard. You feel sawn, like someone sawed you off. You've been sawn in half, emotionally, mentally, many ways. And part of it is because the relationships that we love and we need as humans, they're truncated. And so I worried for some of the artists, because I buy from often the same people. As I travel to Zuni. I have for years and years because Jim worked there. So families that I care about, the money is very important. They make their living from art, right? At a kitchen table often. What's going to happen? What's happening? And it's very hard on many, many people. But the art world, and the arts festival, to bring people in, to interact and to be able to buy and sponsor artists. And I think that means a lot. That does mean a lot to many of the people that travel here. Not everybody, but a lot of them really get it, that they're not just buying knickknacks from Walmart or something. They're buying things that that they'll pass down, that they'll take with them, and then they'll see, oh, that's that place where there was a night sky that I will never forget. That's that place that smelled like wood smoke. That's that place. That's that lady. She's got a kid in a wheelchair. You know, people would, there all these things they would remember you. They were memories, right? And it's kind of set up a bit because it's an old style. It has old wooden floors and a fireplace and vigas, and it's kind of dark when you come in. And I have all manner of old antique chairs that I adore, and probably the lighting's not the greatest. And um, but I pride myself on the art of placement and display and so on, and it's beautiful. You know, it's beautiful, and I put flowers from the season or whatever out. But people come in and are sometimes they're not sure if they're coming into your living room. Can I go in there, or is this a museum? And I particularly like it if someone's coming in to, for instance, to come sell a rug or to sell something. That's an interesting exchange because all of a sudden you've got um, folks that are used to me, that we have a trader artist relationship. But I always admire I always admire how low key and patient many Navajo artists are. They will never interrupt if obviously, they won't come in and say, hey, I've got something here. They just totally assess the situation and then maybe go sit down and look at a book, or just totally um, take it all in. And it's a teaching to me of how to calm down a little bit. Um, and sometimes it's tricky because you kind of want privacy to do it, but it's a neat space. It has a lot of different rooms that you can wander through, and I think people kind of get lost in. It kind of takes you back in time. It has beauty.
That's great.
Right now, I think some people are just struggling just to get by, right? It's hard even just to maintain a type of rhythm during the day because this has gone on for so long and it's taken its toll mentally on people. I think it's important more than ever for us to recognize what we mean to each other and to recognize that we all have gifts to contribute. And when we have storytellers are there, or silversmiths are there, or mud toy makers are there, or photographers are there, or musicians are there. They feed us. That's why I kind of lost it there for a minute. But I know there's virtual stuff going on, and you see musicians trying, but to actually see live music again will make me weep. You know, to have the people come back into the store to sell to me again makes me cry just to think about having them back. That's art as medicine, and I think to stop and realize that we depend upon each other, buyers, sellers, organizers, and we need to be kind and recognize it. There's too much negativity. It's damaging. So the art is positive, good thing.
All right. very thankful for Liza's time and stories and talking about relationships and memories. I think we don't want to gloss over the fact that a lot has happened this year, but of course, thankful for everyone's time and this really wonderful sense of community that we do get in Bluff. Coming up next, I have a short video on the Twin Rocks Trading Post with Steve Simpson. This was filmed by Utah Canyon Country for their San Juan Strong series. So you may have seen it, but we wanted to highlight it as well as, of course, the trading post is so important in our community. Immediately following that, I'll move into a few of those artists that we're going to highlight this evening. We have Kate Aitchison, Audrey Luttrell, Lois Young, and Eileen Bierstad. So I'll go ahead and get those queued up and join you in just a little bit.
I moved from Belgium to Bluff.
Technical difficulties, 1 second.
I'm part of the Steve Simpson, the owner of Twin Rocks Trading Post and Cafe. The business started as a amalgam of a number of businesses that my family had. So in 1989, we put everything together and we started Twin Rocks Trading Post. Twin Rocks Trading Post is best known for Navajo basketry. And over the years, we've encouraged the weavers to innovate and experiment and do a lot of really unusual pieces that we're very proud of. So this piece, for example, this is from an artist named Joanne Johnson, and this will be a three-piece set. This, as you might recognize, is Monument Valley, so these are the mittens, and it's a night scene, so here's the moon, and these are the stars. There will also be an arches basket and a shiprock basket. Some are based on traditional ceremonial baskets, some are simply geometric. Some are based on sand paintings from the Navajo healing ways. Some are just fun. This one, for example, has a traditional ceremonial basket design in the center, which is very important to the Navajo people, and then Harley-Davidson motorcycles going around the perimeter. One of our favorite Navajo basket artists is a woman named Elsie Holiday. And Elsie seems to have an amazing spatial sense. So she does things that nobody else can do. And if you look at these two baskets up here, for example, the one on the left is called the Coyote Star. And over the years, we've encouraged the weavers and the artists to incorporate traditional Navajo stories into their artwork. And you can see the creativity of Elsie Holiday, the blending of colors, just the really good sense of space and how to place that on the basket. And you might realize that she's building that design as she's coiling out, as she's weaving the basket out. So it's not as though she makes the basket and then paints on over. She's incorporating the colors as she weaves out. So very complicated design, but very beautifully placed and very beautifully executed. And that is Elvis Presley. Our philosophy at Twin Rocks Trading Post is really based on the idea that we want to sell quality items at sensible prices. We don't want to be the cheapest, but we want to sell things that people will enjoy for a lifetime and then hopefully be able to pass on to their children. There are a number of things here that are really beautiful and really well crafted. There's a bracelet here by Vernon Haskey that has inlaid coral horses. It's a very difficult technique to do because you have to be very precise in placing the pieces. These are items that are generally fairly expensive, but again, pieces that should turn into heirlooms for families because of the quality of materials and quality of craftsmanship.
So my name is Dan Myers. I've lived in Bluff for a couple years.
Hi everybody, my name's Kate Aitchison and I'm one of the artists for this year's Bluff Virtual Arts Festival. I live in Bluff and also in Providence, Rhode Island, and I'm a printmaker and a paper maker. And I actually, I wanted to introduce myself to you, but also show you some paper that I've been making today, just to give you an idea of what I've been up to. So I mostly make paper out of recycled materials and found materials, including plants. So this is a really big sheet. It's 2.5 feet by 6 feet long, and it's made of cheatgrass, recycled red denim jeans, white cotton scrap paper, and also cardboard. And then I have a couple others here drying. This one has blue denim, red denim, cheatgrass, and this one has some of the same, plus some other paper in there that I cut stencils out of for my printmaking practice. Once the paper dries, then I end up with sheets like this. This one's a little bit smaller, and it's multicolored, and also it's different on both sides. So you can see that I have some old paper from other projects that I've put into the paper there. Then once I've dried them, I print on them with my etching press and print landscapes from the Southwest and waterscapes, thinking about the impact of water in the desert and how we've manipulated water as human beings so that we're able to live there. So this image is actually of the Perched Meander just outside of Bluff, Utah. I also have a small business called Terra Flags, where I make flags of images from the landscape, and I often donate a lot of the proceeds to different organizations. You may have seen some of my flags at Bears Ears Education Center, and you can also check them out on my website, which is terraflags.com. My artist website is just my name, kateaitchison.com, and you can access both of those on the Bluff Arts Festival website. Enjoy, everyone.
Hello, Yate. My name is Audrey Luttrell, and I make beaded earrings with my mama, Caroline Lehman. We are from outside of Bluff, Utah, and we are very excited to participate in this year's Bluff Arts Festival Virtual Artists Market, and very excited to share all of our pretties with you guys. We mostly enjoy making fringe earrings, and we like to work with a variety of beads, from delicas to seed beads to Charlotte cuts. We like all of the sparkles. Thank you guys very much, and we are very excited to see y'all, even if it's online. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Lois Young, and I'm one of the artists in the Bluff Virtual Artist Market this year. And my business name is Stonebird Dancing, and that name has come from, first of all, this beautiful petroglyph that is local, and also from the play of light in the stones that I work with.
Great.
I just thought that I would show you a little bit of my work and how I work. And so I've put out a few of my bins that have a sampling of beads that I work with. I work with a lot of different kinds of beads. And when I'm making something, I like to have a lot of beads around me because they kind of tell me how to put stuff together. So I like that aspect of listening to the beads to see how I should design the piece. I've always loved stones, and this is just a joy to be able to be working with them. There's several samples here of my work. This is a kind of sapphire, has a surface treatment that makes it real sparkly, which I kind of like. This one here is it's a rubellite, which is a kind of tourmaline that is a kind of a different color. And over here, there's one that I'm working on. It's a turquoise with jungle sapphire beads, and I like the combination of the matte of the turquoise and the sparkle of the jungle sapphire, which is a kind of corundum. And this is a bumblebee jasper that comes from Utah, and it's just an interesting color as well as an interesting design. And recently I've started working a little bit more with silver. And so I am incorporating more of that with my work. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you a little bit of what I do. And be sure and tune in and look at the work from the other amazing artists in this Bluff and Four Corners area. And thank you so much.
My name's Eileen Fierstead, and I am a plein air painter, which simply means I paint out in the fresh air. I'm a landscape painter. I work in oils, and I can carry my materials and my equipment back into areas away from the road. Today I'm working out of the back of my truck. My bags and carrying things are in the truck. Rags, solvent, brushes, so forth laying there. You can see that the rabbit brush or chamisa is in full bloom. The birds are loving it, and I'm trying to capture the brilliance of those colors. It's been about a 2-hour process. You can see my palette where I mix my paint and then apply it as I stand here. So this one is about done, and probably won't do anything more than just sign it and put it out there. If you want to see more of my work, look at my website at sandandsnowstudio.com. Thanks.
Alrighty. Well, we are so thankful to have you. We are so thankful to have you all tuning in this afternoon. We hope to have you back. Let's see here. All right. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're so thankful to have Kate, Audrey, Lois, and Eileen for those submissions. In addition, of course, there are so many other artists out there that you can go check out on our website at www.bluffartsfestival.org. Wanted to thank Liza again for her time filming with us, and of course, again, Craig for putting that together and editing. Really appreciate just all the wonderful talent that we have here in town. I'm gonna just scroll through the chat really quickly. Oh my gosh, we have folks from all over the place. This is so exciting. Hey, Kay, so glad you were able to tune in. Wonderful. Well, if anyone has any other questions, we'll stay on for just a moment longer. But otherwise, we hope to see you back here right at 7 p.m. for the first night of our film festival. Again, there'll be different content each night. We're just very, very thrilled for a whole wide host of topics. And as I said, we'll also have some of those film producers and creators on as well, which will be just really wonderful. So we'll see you then. Like I said, we'll stay on for just a second longer if anyone has any questions, but otherwise we'll see you all at 7. Thank you so much.